Hey everybody, Eric Dorward here with the Spartan Rocketry Club, hopefully completing the build section of our Estes Black Brant II. Since the last video, I finished punching out all the holes. They're not quite as uniform as I would have liked them to be, but what are you going to do? I did quickly sand them as well, although in running this round, this one still probably could use a little work. So nice circular motion there. Ought to clean up the hole as well as possible. Now, here's the problem with this. As mentioned in the previous video, the location of the hole is not sufficiently far up the tube so that the toothpick is going to hit the plastic part for question mark. Don't quite know why. Not sure, but also somewhat immaterial. An irritant to be sure, but hopefully it won't matter too much. Now, it turns out one of these, and I think it's this this spot right here, is a little narrower than all the other ones. So yeah, this one is, the hole is bigger than it should be, and this one is a little on the large side too. So this one is the snuggest fit right now. So I'm going to start with this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue in a couple places. I'm going to put glue, probably help if I had the bottle open. Ooh, that rolled. Let me make sure this is still the same hole. Nope. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to put some glue on the hole here. Like so. And this is probably a little bit redundant, but I don't think it would hurt. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right on the end here because I want the three toothpicks to come together. They're not going to come together at a point, but I would like to have them come together and stick as well. So I'm going to push the toothpick through the hole and try to stop it about midway. Where specifically it stops isn't terribly important right now. I'm going to clean up a bit of glue there, a little bit anyway. And this is probably not even close to being ideal for how I want it for right now, but I really do need to get all three in place. And again, I wanted this one in first because it is the most snug. So it's going to stay better than the other ones when I need to work with the other two. I'm going to repeat this process. Again, the instructions say that I should be using plastic cement to glue these so that they hit the nose cone, but that is just not going to be an option. Alright, so I'm going to try to have these come together at a point there. And that is going to prove difficult, honestly. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get them to stay like that. I'm going to just have to hope for the best, at least for the time being. I'm going to prop them. Oh, no. Propping them up, not truly an option, unfortunately, it seems. Well, I just need to get all three attached at this point. And you can see how wobbly they are. Well, that seems to be rather unavoidable. And I get the glue on this first here, and then put the glue in the hole. Yeah, this part, I'm not a fan of this part. So either I completely misread the directions, but I'm quite sure I didn't, or this part needs a little bit of revision. Okay. Alright, so I want them all to come together at a point. They should all be kind of angled back a little bit according to the instructions. So I'm going to try that, and I can't really see what I'm doing here, unfortunately. Let's try that. Again, the snug one is probably going to be the easiest one for me to hold where I want it to be, and that is about there. And yeah, so I'm going to try this with wood glue first. Try to just hold this for about 30 seconds. I have no particular expectation that this is actually going to hold. I think plan B is, and it's not really holding, plan B is that I'm going to break out a little bit of crazy glue and I'm going to crazy glue this in place. CA glue, that would be. I don't really think this is going to hold too well. Yeah, there's such, the surface area here for the glue to hold the bind to is so small. Yeah, it's just, it's not gonna, it's certainly not going well. Let's put it that way. And if I could get down to the nose cone, it would probably be better, but even so, this is, it's a big ask. It's a big ask for wood glue. Wood glue doesn't perform miracles. Alright. Well. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the rocket. The nose cone fits inside the rocket, which unfortunately you can't see now. So I have it like this. Right? Oops. I am going to try to apply a little bit of my CA glue here. I'm going to try to basically put it right down the middle and try to get a drop or two. Okay, I got drops on 2 out of the 3 toothpicks. I'm just going to hold them together and count to about 10. This crazy glue is pretty fast acting, right? They're pretty well centered in there. I suspect that this is my one and only chance with these guys before I could probably break it apart because there wasn't really that much glue on those, and it's a toothpick. You know, I'd probably end up breaking the toothpick before I broke the glue, ironically, but that's probably about as good as that's going to get. Let me show you what's happened in the meantime. So I ended up getting a couple drops right on there, and it is still not, it is not particularly well bonded. But, you know, I can still wobble it. Yeah, boy. I think that's about as good as it's going to get, unfortunately. Now, remember, we also need to seal this off. So this plastic cone, which we put the tape around, needs to go in here too, like so. I think that wood glue is actually going to hold this because I'm gluing tape to cardboard, and the tape is probably closer to wood than I would like to think. And I don't think this is going to require crazy glue. We'll see, I guess. I'm going to try to do this right now without disrupting the toothpicks. So I'm just going to put some glue along the side here. Going as gently as I can to not disrupt anything. Alright, so in this goes. I'm going to twist it around a little bit to smear the glue out if it wasn't already. And fingers crossed, but hopefully that'll hold. Now honestly, there's a lot here that I don't trust. I don't trust the glue holding the toothpicks in place, and I don't really trust the glue holding the end cap in place. So I'm going to come back to this during the finishing process, and I'm going to see if I can't pull the plastic off. Because I don't really, basically we're relying on the tape to hold all this together. And there's a lot of tape, so there's a decent amount of adhesive, I guess, but we don't generally tape rockets together. So I'm somewhat ambivalent about this. I don't really trust it, to be honest. So there's a lot I don't trust about this right now, to be honest with you. So the toothpicks are in. They are as good as they're going to get, I suppose. I'm probably going to put a little bit of wood glue around the hole to kind of plug any gaps in it to make it look better. Kind of like a fillet, I guess. But I am not going to mess with that for several hours. Right? So the CA glue should be as dry as it's going to get, as bonded as it's going to get anyway, probably by now, but I still don't fully trust it. So this needs to dry, so it's going to go inside the rocket, I guess. That seemed like a pretty good place for it. So back it goes, and kind of fingers crossed on this whole affair. Yeah, I have to say I do not care for the whole toothpick thing. It's not my favorite. All right, so fingers crossed on all that. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video where hopefully I will have good news to report and we can start the finishing process. So see you then.